Talk. With different topics, different guests will educate, motivate, and inspire you. Each episode will speak your language. Here are our hosts, Dwayne with the most and Kerri with a wow.
Yo, welcome back, guys, to our next episode of Round the Table Talk with your host, Dwayne.
And your girl, Kerri.
Yeah, you know the thing, and we have a special guest tonight. And who's a special guest? You know the thing already. Them always special to Round the Table. Well, go on.
Hi everyone, my name is Tiana and I'm the proud owner of TC10 & Co.
Hello again. As mentioned, my name is Tiana, the driving force behind TC10 & Co., where beauty meets innovation. As a proud U.S. Army veteran, I've leveraged my discipline and dedication into building an empire that redefines the beauty industry. We specialize in custom sewing machine wigs, luxurious hair extensions, and premium lace, setting an industry standard. Beyond our products, we offer one-on-one wig classes and mentorship, aspiring entrepreneurs with the art and business of beauty. TC10 & Co. is more than just a brand, it's a community. Need our services or interested in joining our community? Contact us and follow us on all our socials. Join us and experience the transformation.
Right there, sir.
Alright, here so too. Yeah, my people, as I'm telling you already, Round the Table Talk is all about different guests, different type of conversation. And today's Round the Table Talk is sponsored by none other than
The Cheesecake Shop.
Yeah, we get all of the good up cheesecake. When I say good up cheesecake, I know not normal. You can't order your cheesecake, my people. I'm tired for telling you. The number is 404-552-3989. What the email, baby?
chefdonword@hotmail.com. So guys, I'm gonna link them up for the best cheesecake. Listen to me. There's no cap.
I want to hear the Anna sound the thing. Talk no man. I want to comment down in the comment section and tell me say yes, Dwayne. We put in we order because guess what? Go on them ride with Round the Table. So we want to ride with them too. And now cap. The cake exceptional. The cake is nice. So we could get into the conversation now. What go on, Queen?
I'm here, chilling. Can't wait to hear the conversation.
I know you're feeling tonight, my lovely guest, and I want to say thank you for being here. Take a time out of your busy schedule just to come sit down around the table, you know?
I'm feeling elated to be here and I can't wait, for us to chit chat.
Well, on there, you see that elated something there? I'm if you use them word there. Big word! I mean, if you use your word there. You see me? Some people don't know Round the Table is all about fun, laughter, uplifting and all of them something. Because we can't do nothing without have fun. So we will get into the meat of the matter right now.
So Tiana, can you give us a little summary of your upbringing?
Alright, so I grew up in Montego Bay, Jamaica. So I'm a Jamaican, of course. I've lived in Jamaica for most of my life. I went to school there. Went to college in Jamaica, and also my first job I was in Jamaica. I was the only girl, so I have one biological brother and I have a stepbrother, so three of us live together. Okay. My biological brother were 8 years apart, so I was an only child for 8 years, so a little bit of spoiling here or there, just a little bit.
Egg, spoiled egg. Just a little bit.
A little bit of spoiling here or there, but apart from that, I had a really good life growing up. I lived with my stepdad since I was 3 years old. So I've had a good life. I've never felt like a stepchild. And my school life, I think I had a very good school. I mean, I don't have a choice because my mom would whoop my ass, but I think I had a very good school life too.
Nice. All right, so you can go back down to memory lane. What schools you attended in Jamaica?
So I went to kindergarten. I went to Week Year Basic School. So if anybody watching this that actually remembered Week Year Basic School, that's where I started. And then I went to infant school, and then I went to Barracks Road Primary School, the best primary school.
Everybody said in primary school are the best.
Right?
I went to Barracks Road, and then I went to Herbert Morrison Technical for 2 years. And then I went to Montego Bay High School for girls and Montego Bay Community College. So enough done.
It sounds like you just done Montego Bay school then. It's like you just say, no, me I got done Montego Bay school then. So you went to an all-girls school?
Yes, my high school was an all-girls school.
Yeah, and Kerri are swinging at the same boat.
Yes, and that's, we're top tier. That's the whole point. Yeah. Yes.
So was it less fortunate growing up in Jamaica, going to school? You was one of the less fortunate ones?
So if I was, I don't know, because my mom gave me everything that I wanted. Everything and more. Now, you're going to school and you can identify some of the kids them as rich. Was I rich? No, but I didn't feel at any point in time less fortunate or didn't have booklets. Probably mommy is the first parent to purchase books. I don't know where she get it from. At the time, I didn't, it's not like I didn't care, but it's not my duty too, Right. But now we do have conversations as to how you did this, then how you did that, and now she's, for the most part, she still hides it from me. But I'll get some information from her. So no, I wasn't less fortunate. I had a very good life.
Oh, so you never eat banana milk yet? At school?
No.
So Dwayne, let me ask you a question, because Dwayne asked a question there. So is only the less fortunate alone eat banana milk at school?
I wouldn't say so, but is the less fortunate eat it more?
But me not analyze him. Maybe it's true because me never eat banana milk at school.
See what I'm talking
about? Since me come in America,
yeah.
me actually ever taste a bulla from school.
Nutribullah.
Not the bulla, not the banana, not the nutribullah.
The bulla. Yeah man.
Nice,
yeah man, the bulla is nicest
thing.
Yeah,
me never eat bulla from school.
Me
eat the banana, me eat the pink, me drink the pink milk.
Yeah, me drink.
But I was a very picky eater, so my mom used to watch what I eat. So I had to go through her before I could eat certain things.
These are them things you with me do. I always come up with something we take away from the conversation.
Right?
Banana milk.
But that's a good one.
That was a good one, right? So what was it like? Me hear you say you go college in Jamaica.
Yes.
What was it? What was that college in? Like, what was the college?
So I went to Montego Bay Community College, and for my 2 years there, I did hospitality and tourism management, majoring in food and beverage. So yeah, girl can cook and bake.
Mm.
And that's why she get ring on finger. the easiest way to a man artist is belly.
So that's what I did in school, but I did it so much, and it was so expensive, and I could see that it was wearing my mom. So we had the option. There was a program where you could go to University of the West Indies in Kingston or Montego Bay, because they had just opened the one in Montego Bay, or you could continue at, in short, we call it College, Montego Bay Community College. But I decided not to go back because it was just so expensive. And I could see that my mom wanted to send me back, but I just thought it wasn't, fair to her.
Okay.
So you said, but you end up finish and get a degree?
I got an associate degree there.
Oh.
I wanted a bachelor's, I got an associate degree. I actually got a scholarship to go to Johnson's and Wales in Florida, but that didn't happen.
Oh.
Yes.
So you ever get a job with that
degree?
Degree in Jamaica?
Yes. So I was working at Secrets Resorts and Spas in Montego Bay, and that's where I met the love of my life. Yes, so I worked there from 2011 to 2015. Yeah.
Oh, so you actually get a job with a certificate?
Yes, I did.
No,
it's not a certificate,
It's
sir. It's a degree. Please differentiate.
So a degree no come on a certificate?
No, it's say you have to give me my accolades as how I deserve it, please.
Oh,
She got an associate degree.
Oh, so when you get a degree, it's not a certificate.
We study more.
You are not certified.
We study more. So you cannot say it's a certificate. We study more, okay? Thank
We're
you.
not going to elaborate, because if we elaborate, by the time we're done, we are going to hear say it's a certificate, but it's just a different name. All right, we're going to get...
All of them look on piece of paper, right? Yes.
But it's
All
good
right.
to certify, though.
Yes. So okay. So you're here now in America.
Yes.
How did you reach from Jamaica to America?
So, as I said, I met the love of my life. So I fell in love, and then this gentleman decided to impregnate, Mrs. Williams's virgin daughter. And I got pregnant, and I had a beautiful baby girl in 2012. And after that, we would travel back and forth, but it was very expensive. And then my stepdad, he gave me a really good talk and said, I need to decide what I'm doing, if I'm going to live in Jamaica or if I'm going to live here, which has more benefits for the child and for us too.
Yeah.
Oh, so the child was born in America.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the child was born in America, and then I went back to Jamaica. And then we had a business in Jamaica at the time, Two Roses Travel Agency and Tours, that my husband started with my boyfriend at the time. And we were doing that, but because we were in the hospitality industry, because we were working at a hotel, we started to have conflict with management. And so, sometimes Jamaicans don't like competition, so we were
Definitely.
targeted. So we had to make a move.
Okay.
Yes. So that's how I came here. I decided that, okay, you know what? I'm going to come here. So I made the first move. I left my husband and my daughter in Jamaica. I came here and I lived with my dad, my biological dad. And then I started working at a juice shop in Manhattan. And then I transitioned to dentistry because my long lost love is healthcare. So then I went into dentistry, and then I went into opioid management.
So what about that degree? What about the degree? It didn't like...
These questions sound like a mommy write them and send them to you.
So why did what happened to the degree with it? Why it couldn't go to in effect? Are you just saying, I'm done with hospitality right now?
No, I wasn't finished, but I'm a hustler. And when you come to America, if you weren't here before, it's hard to come from Jamaica or a Caribbean island or a third world country and come here and do hospitality. It's really hard because they're not going to hire you and put you at their front desk. And I did not come on a work program at that particular time because I came here on a work program before to do my internship. So I was living in South Carolina at the time. But when I decided to migrate here, I just didn't want to do a hospitality. And then because in Jamaica, they put us under so much pressure, I started to hate the industry.
Okay. And you know too, when you come from Jamaica, them tell you, say, go in the health field.
Yes.
This is where the money is at.
Healthcare, right.
Yes.
And then my life was steered in tourism. My stepdad, he was the president of Juta Tours for years. So it was just hospitality and
That's
tourism.
all you know.
That's all I knew. So I wanted to, feel what else is out there.
What arrangement did you guys make for your husband and your daughter to come over here?
So when I came here, February 2015, actually last week was my 9th year here in America. I was here from February until June before my husband and my daughter came. And we were just playing it by ear. I was working and he left his job because he was making good money at the hotel. But, we made a sacrifice for the child and for us. So he walked away, left everything. So at that time, I felt like, okay, it was now my time to take up the baton and go, running
because
for
you
my
start
family.
this change.
Right, exactly. So I was working, and then because my boyfriend at the time, he was here, we didn't want to spoil his visa. And y'all know the process. So we were trying to get him to be legal them say not illegal, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
be a permanent
you want him to
resident.
you want him to have a foot in the country.
Yes. So because of that, we would ask females, and then I was threatened that if they're married to my husband, I'm gonna take my man. And that never happened. So, we asked a few people, and it was just not the road that we wanted to go, because we wouldn't be together. And we had Tiahna at the time, she was very young, you know. So one of my friends convinced me to join the military.
Wait, you about shot?
So they say.
A lot.
So nice girl with them nails and ears.
Listen, if I don't want me to write these questions.
No,
Yes.
this is shocking, because you know, Tiana is a girly girl.
Yes.
So if you join the military, you go through them training there.
Yes. Yes. It was either or. It was I join the military or I lose Christopher.
Yeah.
Which one? What would you do?
But I forgot to join the military.
No, you have to jump the fence. No, when you
Yeah.
come on to your family, because remember, it's not just your husband alone. It's not just your boy, your baby father. You think
The
about.
child.
You think about your kid now.
Yeah.
And you think about you, because remember, no, he might grow the child from Jamaica when you there
Yes.
here, you know.
Yes.
So you see that band there now.
Yes.
You have to try to do everything to keep the band together.
Correct.
So if you have to go under the water and hold your breath for 10 hours a soldier and bust 2 shots and go to Iraq. You did go Iraq?
No. Thank you, Chief.
Yo, so give me like how you bring up the army. Give me the army journey, you know.
So when I joined the military in 2016, so I came here in 2015, I joined the military in 2016. And at the time, it was when, what is it called? ICE was prevalent in New York. And I remembered one evening, we were at home. So we all lived with my dad. We were at home. And, you know, we're New Yorkers. So because of that, everything bothers us. Mm-hmm. And while living in New York, at the time, ICE was going around. We would see it on the news, everybody that we saw. And I was working in Manhattan at the time, where the office was where they would try people to send them back. Mm-hmm. So I got scared, because even though my husband's 6 months did not come at the time, it was pretty close. And in New York, we believe everything what everybody says.
And then New York, you know, just as a Jamaican.
Yes, so we were home one evening, and this plays in my head so often, because we were home one evening and someone came to my dad and knocked on the door. And when I tell you, we were scrambling in the house. My dad was the only one who did not move. And he did not move probably because he's like, wait, why am I run again? I was moving. I was a green card holder, but I was still scared. And after that, I said, okay, this is the life. I don't want to live this life. So I had to make the move. I had already signed up to be in the military, but this now pushed me to go to training earlier, because I was in a delayed program for 6 months. And my uncle, he was in the military for 20 years. I called him and I said to him, listen, get me out now. Even if I have to clean up trash in there, get me out. Because I need to go so I can come back and help, you know, Chris.
Okay.
Yes.
So you see that? Hey, and a man alone makes sacrifices for their family. You see?
Yeah, and
she did that.
I learned something to baby. So you have really strong woman out there.
Yes.
Because how was it for you? Like, it did break you down where you have to be away from them at the same time when you have met that sacrifice?
Yes, it was hard, because now this is something that you have to mentally prepare yourself for. We didn't go to school here, so it's not like we learned how the American kids learn in school, that, you know, they may have to join the service, especially males. This was just thrown at me. I had to do it. Right. So, and I had a daughter, and to them in the military, I was old, very old. I was 26 at the time, but in their eyes, I'm now in training with 18-year-old, 19-year-old. So I was very old. I'm a woman, I'm black, and I'm an immigrant. So I dot all the T's, cross all the I's on the negative side. So it was very hard. It was very hard. Yeah.
So how long did you had to train before you could actually help him?
So I was in training from March until May, and then another training from May until July. And then after July, then we moved to Washington State. No, I ended up in Washington State because, girl, a country, we don't know the difference. We had a choice. We had to choose where we wanted to go. And I saw Washington and thought it was Washington, DC. Because in my head, I'm like, well, if I'm in Washington, D.C., Daddy can drive down from New York ever so often. Yeah. Listen, when I got my orders and I saw the address and I put it in Google, here so, to over this. And I'm like, oh. And, when I spoke with Chris at the time and he was like, oh, you made that mistake. I just didn't know. I didn't know another Washington existed.
Right. Even know. Me, when you tell us, say, about Washington, me think of Washington, D.C.
I didn't know there was another Washington, so I learned something. And when I came back from training, I got Chris and got Tiahna. So like I got 2 kids, right?
Yeah. I got Chris and I got Tiahna.
I got my husband because we were married at the time. I got my husband and my daughter, and we moved to Washington State and started my military career. So I was a logistician there.
Okay, so you come out now with your big degree again.
Well, no, I didn't have a degree. That was my job in the military. I wanted to start school, but I could not because of work, because I was active duty. So this was my full-time job. No, it's not like I was reserved, so I had to go to work every day. So I'm up by 4 at train PT by 6, and we work until 5 or 6 o'clock.
Oh, so you used to actually come home every day?
Yes.
So that's why you never play. It never play like I told them, Tiahna, but you actually see your husband.
It did because you're missing out on school activities.
Yeah.
They try to make it for the family, but it's hard because my husband would be the one that takes my Tiahna to school every day because I can't. I'm at work from 6. And then when he finally got a job, she was out with me at 6, so she would go to daycare. We would stand at the door and wait until it was open.
Wow.
For, cold. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, at the time we accepted it. It was what life was. And I enjoyed it for the most part, but it was just not for me. And then I got injured so early in it too, so I was like, yeah.
How early did you get injured?
I got injured in training. In training. But they tell us if you complain, they're gonna send you out of the military. And remember, no, I went in there with a mindset.
With a mindset, yeah.
My mindset,
with a plan.
yes.
You're going there with a plan,
yes.
So you have to execute the plan before you even start squeal.
Exactly, and they said if you complain, they're gonna set you back a week. No, this is from March to July that I've seen them. Well, I've seen them twice. One graduation, and then my grandma died at the time, so I got a pass to go to her funeral. So I've seen them only 2 times from March to July. So they said, if you complain about your injuries, they're setting you back a week. Every time you complain, they set it. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna tough it out. So it kept getting worse, and we up in an age. compared to
the one that we are far away.
Yes, exactly. So I just did what I had to do at the time, and the injury got worse. I injured my knees, both knees, and it gets worse, and because you keep working on it and whatever the case is, and
How many years did the military life?
3 years. We did 3 years. Yes.
It took you 3 years to get your citizenship?
No. So I went to train. So I joined the military August 2016. I left my family and went to training March 2017 because I was in a delayed program. And when you're a green card holder at the time, I don't know what it is like right now. I'm talking back then. And so I went to train in March. I got my citizenship in another training. So you have basic training and you have AIT. AIT is where you learn how to do your job. I got my citizenship the first week of AIT. And the minute I get my citizenship, I called my husband. I was like, citizenship paper, teacher, go and go do what you need to do.
You can't get your green card though.
Yes,
You know?
yes,
So the
yes.
3 years and what you do, what them do? Like I want them to kick you out or like you
No.
just say
So after I got my citizenship, my husband got his permanent resident. It was my job. You know, I was trying to make it work. It's like you would get up and go to a regular job. It's my job. But then mentally, it took a toll on me. And then, you know, I started to go. We had a deployment coming up, and it was just, I was like, I cannot. Like, I could just think the day when I left my daughter, how she was crying, and I could not go through that again. And so I was going to behavioral health, and as a Jamaican, once it's a behavioral health, people think you're mad. And you know, mental health is so important. People don't even, we tend to overlook it, but it is so important that, you know, we need to talk to people. And I say this to say, I had a battle that we were very close friends, and I spoke to him today, never tell me anything was wrong. And the next morning we were in a lineup, he killed himself.
And him never tell you nothing wrong with it.
Never. So the military taught me a lot that mental health is very important. Suicide is real. And even though I struggle sometimes expressing myself, it is important to find somebody to talk to.
Yeah, that is very important.
Yeah.
So everybody out there where even if you go through the military, you need to find somebody to talk to, as my sister said.
Yeah.
Because even like just think about it. The other day we do an interview with a next person that was in the Navy or something like that, and it's the same thing. Him saying that man would just get up and just go out on the balcony and can't wait to see somebody a thief him car. He want to see someone steal him car to do something about it.
Yeah.
So these are the people who need people to talk to at times.
And I mean, they train you to how would I put it, to defend yourself. And sometimes I'm a little bit hot-headed when my family said I changed joining the military. I don't really see it. It's just that if I want something done, I want it done a particular way, and I want it to be done now. I think I've kind of toned down a little bit, but at the time, I needed to be that type of person.
Program, man. You did program. Discipline program. It make evil people where you're there on. Like it's like you think of the army, you're still in a like you still want to hear yes sir.
And I mean, even growing my kids to this day, I grew up in a strict home. My mom was very strict. So joining the military was just the icing on the cake. Like, okay, yeah, I can see where mommy teaching is coming from. She was very strict girl, you know. So the military was like, okay, this is what I wanted. But I mean, I like rules. You know, I don't like when people tell me what to do. So I always was fighting with myself. But now I have 2 girls, and do I implement the discipline that I grew up in with them? Yes. Do I implement some of the things I learned in the military, like get up on time if your alarm goes off at 6:15, not 6:15.30, it's 6:15. You know, so I mean, I learned a lot. I wouldn't say it was all bad at all. If I said it was,
you enjoy any of it at all?
I did. I met some amazing friends. They were still friends, because what you have to understand is when you're in the military, I mean, I can speak for the army. You need people. You need someone that understands you apart from your spouse. You need people that understand the system. Now, the military is all about codes and lingos and stuff like that. Now, when I go home and I'm talking military language to my husband, he's like, okay. So you need friends that, you know, are going to be there for you. And I met my friends, they're Nigerians, and one is Kenyan. We're still friends, as I said, and I love them. Love them. The culture, absolutely adore them. Love them. So, yeah, I enjoyed, you know, being with my friends. And when you're in the military, people on the outside, civilians like you guys, don't understand what we go through. So civilians tend to take advantage of us. So we don't have anything in common, you know. So when I wasn't talking to anybody. You know, it took me a year to 2 years to come back
in the civilian world.
Yes. And even though sometimes it just pisses me off, just, you know how civilians take advantage of stuff.
So you think say you're a civilian now? You're a civilian too.
I mean, once you're in the military, you're always in the military. That's how I look at it.
So we say the key why you will never get back into the civilian world.
I mean, I learned a lot, and some of the things I learned in the military. Let's be real. Some of the things I learned, I will forever implement it in my everyday life.
In your everyday life.
Yes, yeah. And I wish
You miss the military?
sometimes I miss. I don't miss the military.
Or you just miss your friends?
I miss my friends, and I miss the togetherness.
The togetherness in the military.
We had no one. You're seeing the same persons every day.
Yeah.
You know, so we had to lean on each other.
Yeah. It's like
And
a
then-
Brotherhood.
We
Yeah.
can't say it to she. We can't because the other day we say it to somebody and them tell me say fire. It's a brotherhood thing. It's a sisterhood thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
that's what I
sisterhood.
miss. We had like, you know, a little sorority, but the good thing about it, as I said, I'm still friends with them.
Right.
So even though we don't talk every day, I still feel the same way about them. I still know that if I take up the phone and call them, they're gonna answer. And I think why we're so close is because they're Nigerian, I'm Jamaican. The culture is alike,
Similar.
but I didn't know that.
I think
No,
it's
it is.
I think it's the same. I think our culture with Nigerians and Kenyans is the same.
Yeah,
You see me?
very
So
similar.
it always find them even eat the same and so forth.
Yeah, it's very similar teaching.
So round the table talk, we have to take a minute out on the time and big up the sponsor right now. We want to big up the cake shop, the cheesecake shop. Talk no queen.
Yes, guys, and please remember to go out and order your cake. You can reach him at 404-552-3989 and email address chef.word@hotmail.com.
Alright, the cheesecake shop, and them have all different type of cheesecake. Remember, them have black, purple, pink, and just cheesecake. Flavor, turn up. Me tell you guys, and we're not capping. The cheesecake is everything. Me don't eat cheesecake like that. I'm beg Kerri tell you. I slap up that one, normal. And when you look on them, it's bold and beautiful and not young
And they have a lot of
reckless.
choices too.
Yeah, have a lot of
Don't
choices.
Tiana, you need to order this.
Yeah, I'm not a cheesecake fan, but I love the chocolate. They have a lot of choices.
Alright, so you hear that. So guys, we have a kick with the military now because we're there on that for a little while.
Yes.
So we want to get into what happened after the military now. Now that you quit the now that you say no, I'm done with the military, I want to stay home. What after that like?
So I didn't say I wanted to stay home. When I decided I was getting out, I'm smart. I'm a very smart woman. So I'm not gonna just get out of the military. So I made sure I had a plan, and I had a plan how to reap all my benefits as if I was in the military for 20 years. That's all I'm saying right there. So it took me some time to get out, and as I was exiting, you know, my husband and I, we would have multiple conversations. Okay, what am I gonna do? It was very hard to go back to a 9 to 5 because no one I mean, I was active duty. I was only seeing military men and women every day. No one understood me. I didn't understand them, and I don't think I had the patience to understand anybody. And then my husband, you know, he was in hospitality. He was a general manager at a Hilton. And the man just get up and say, I'm going to do him CDL. So he went to CDL school. And yes, the military paid for that. I said, I'm very smart, okay? So the military paid for that. He got his CDL license. And I just told him I'm going to start making wigs. I know nothing about hair. 10 big finger. But I don't know where. I just got up one morning and I said to him, I'm going to start making wigs. And at the time, he was like, okay, wigs, sure. He, you know, Chris is not the type of person that, no, you can't, after me never see him make no here. No, he's going to be like, okay.
Supportive
Let me see where we can go with this. You probably give up on money, but at least you tried.
Right.
So I made one wig by hand, and I was like, never again, I'm not doing this. And then I kind of gave up the next day, and then he went out and bought me a sewing machine. And I tell people this story, and they're like, just so? Yeah, he went out, bought a sewing machine, and I just started stitching wigs, making wigs, and that was it.
So were you a wig lover like?
No. I was not.
So how that just come in your brain?
I have no idea.
Where you get that vision from?
I could not tell you. I have no idea. It's like, what am I name
You
of
ever
a
hear
dream?
them say, when you're in a trouble, baby short fit you?
I had no idea. I mean, I didn't see the 9 to 5 that I wanted to go to at the time. I didn't see it. I just don't, so I just told him I want to make wigs.
And from him buy the sewing machine gear, it's like you never did stop, you not stop from that.
Bought the hair, and then I would stitch, pull it out, and then I'd watch some videos, and then just kept practicing. I would stitch anything that you give. So if you give me a finger, I stitch it. Anything. And then I started making bonnets, and then I started making masks because COVID came in.
So
all
you're
this
not
happened during COVID.
I started my business in 2019, and COVID was 2020?
2020.
Yeah.
So the sewing machine that your husband bought you didn't just say you're making wigs with it.
No, it was for wigs, but what else can I offer? And I mean, if you wear a wig, you're gonna want a bonnet. So I started doing that, and now at the time I'm learning. I didn't know that, you can go find a vendor and order 100 bonnets and you don't have to do it, So I started making stuff, and then this was my therapy because I went through a very deep depression getting out. Didn't have anybody to talk to. My husband now is a trucker. He's not home. It was just me and Tiahna at the time, so I could not adapt and adjust. Not being in the military. My friends were getting promoted, so I started feeling like I made a mistake getting out. And that just put me at home around a sewing machine, so I wouldn't go anywhere. I started feeling ashamed of not being in the military anymore.
Oh, because I see a friend them actually go up
yes.
while you just there with my soul.
Yeah.
And it's like you not see the glory. You not see nothing at all.
And I was making my little money here or there, don't get me wrong. And the military takes care of you. As I said, I'm very smart, but when you're in the military, it's like a status. And then I was stripped of that, and I didn't get kicked out. I decided to get out medically. But because I was seeing my friends every day, I was like, why did I do this again? And I kept telling myself, you had to, because it's either or. My daughter was getting old and I was missing everything. So even though she's not really attached to me, she's attached to her dad. So I had to use that to comfort me, to say, okay, girl, this is why you got out of the military. And, I started my business and I never looked back. Never looked back.
So how did it become this big business now? Because trust me, me know it never start big like this.
No, it didn't. So we started, it was Opulent Allure at the time. Opulent Allure by Tiana. Opulent Allure by Tiana. Black, pink, and white. That black, pink, and white business, right?
Our main color them there.
Yes. Opulent Allure by Tiana. That's what we started with.
That was back in Washington.
In Washington, 2019. And, I just kept building on my craft. I offered, as I said, COVID hit, so nobody could move. So I was selling a few wigs, but the mask, I was selling like 50 masks at a time. Wow. And I was stitching them. And I'm a very hands-on person. So even though I could probably order it, which at the time, mask was a very scarce commodity during COVID. So, I stitched and I got ordered, and then I felt burnt out and I stopped. And then I just kept, doing my wigs, mastering, changing with the time. They said the hair market is very saturated, but what's for you is for you. So, I started with nothing. We never took a loan. I didn't expect it to be like this. I thought it was going to be a side hustling until I figured out what I was going to do. And then I went into banking.
Jack of all trade.
I went into banking. So while I was doing my business, like I would get questions, financial questions. People like, say I have a customer in South Africa. And I just could not connect how money flow through America because again, we're not from here.
Yeah.
And then they choose to tell us what they want to
When
tell
they want
us.
to tell us, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as I said, me want to know, I need to know for myself. So I did an interview before I got out of the military, and I told the bank manager at the time, no, I don't want to work, but I'll consider it. He was military too, so we look out for each other. And then when I have my business now, I'm like, I actually want to see how the money flow, because in my head, I'm gonna be a millionaire, so I need to know how my money
flow through the system.
Yes, so I got a part-time job at a bank, and I told him, I'm like, listen, I can only work Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock to 2 p.m. I can't go 2:01 because I have to get Tiahna, because Chris was a trucker, so I was in banking for like 4 months.
4 months while doing the year as part-time?
Yes.
And that was as I say, in Washington.
I was in my business full-time and the banking part-time. Let's rephrase that.
So the banking part-time and your business full-time.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
So how many years you live in Washington for? So
I lived in Washington 2017 to 2022. So what, 5 years?
5 years,
Yes.
I'm going to get to realize that Washington is one weird, cold place,
It's not as cold as how people make it seem. We don't get snowstorms and the ridiculousness like what people make. No, it's not like that. It's not cold. It is cold, but it's not a New York where you have terrible winters and you're all coat up. And no, it's not like that. Which is weird, because a lot of people, when you say Washington, they just say, oh, you're close to Canada, you're cold, you're always a freeze. No, it's just that it's very dreary there.
Yeah.
It rains a lot, but we are Jamaican, not nobody way.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know Georgia make for people move come to Georgia because more celebrities and more people's moving coming to Georgia. The reason why you move the ear company and you move yourself to Georgia is because of business not boom down there.
No. So I love Washington State. I would go back to live years down the line. When my kids are out of school and I don't have to think about, I would go back there to live. But it's expensive, they say, but we're New Yorkers again. Right. We can do anything and we can live anywhere, and it doesn't matter, to be honest. If you make it to New York, you can make it anywhere. Yeah. So I loved it in Washington, but my parents were having a hard time. It's far. So Washington is like a 13-hour flight from Jamaica. Ooh. And it's connected. So, I love having my parents around, and, my mom especially, she wants to be there so often, but the flying was ridiculous. It was just like you would fly from Jamaica to Washington and it took you a week before you actually can come around.
Call that jet lag. From your reach a Washington, you're done.
Yeah.
And 1 week before, it didn't make no sense to come spend a 1 week vacation.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense.
It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Months or 2 months, it wouldn't make sense,
All right, so you wanted to move from Washington, but why Georgia and not New York?
Yeah, why you pick Georgia?
Yeah, you're used to New York already, and
New York
Georgia?
rough, New York rough. So I had another baby, right? So I have a 2-year-old in Washington. So she's Washingtonian. New York rough. Why you move from New York?
Guys, it rough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is. I love it. My husband loves the city life, but for me, it's just hard when you have kids. Yes, if it was just us,
right?
Sure, city life, but I want to see my kids outside and not have to worry about. And I don't like talking about it because I don't want to sound ungrateful. And I'm not bashing New York. I love it, and yes, kids can grow in New York. That's not what I'm saying.
And you know what too? I don't know. You see, if you move from New York and go to a place where you have peace and quiet,
yes, it's hard to go back.
Yes. Because now, I don't think I could ever go back to New York.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, so when we moved from New York, we were living in Washington in the suburbs. And when my dad, a New Yorker, because him just thinking about a New York, him a Jamaican, but you can't get him out of New York. And he loved Washington, but him just say a country. And I mean, not country as in what you're seeing, because it's just so far and we don't get anything Jamaican over there. So I learned to adapt. Like, I don't have to eat Jamaican food because me never eat it unless mommy sent a huge box or so, and she would do that so often. So after I had my daughter, I was like, all right, let's move to Georgia. I don't know why it was between Georgia, Texas, and North Carolina. Texas automatically drop off of the list because they're just weird. And North Carolina, I don't know. So I just chose here.
So you came to Georgia with no friends, no family?
Nothing. Came to Georgia with 2 suitcases and my 2 kids. And my husband was here for 2 days and went back because we had to sell our home in Washington. So we didn't close that deal. So my husband went back to live in Washington, and then I was here with the 2 girls. And at the time, one was 9, I want to say. 9 and a few months, 9 and 6 months. So it was hard. It's hard.
I realize you have a name change towards the business.
Yes.
How does the name change come about? Is because you move from a different state to a new state, so you say, I'm going to revamp the business?
No. So basically, Opulent Allure was maintaining itself here in Georgia when we moved in 2022. I was still paying my taxes in Washington, still doing everything as if I lived there. But I had a state tax ID for here in Georgia, and it was just a lot. And then last year, I took a break. Let's just say I took a break and was trying to figure out. So I was sending out resumes because at the time I'm like, okay, I'm going to go look at jobs. So I was sending out resumes and stuff like that. But God said, no, you're not going to work for nobody because you just cannot go and clock into somebody's job. You don't take rules well. You need to be by yourself. So that didn't work out. And I mean, I'm not giving up on it because I want to do something. I have another degree, so I want to do something with it. I have a degree in healthcare. So we decided just December that, we're going to completely do away with Opulent Allure and start afresh here in Georgia because now, you're tied into 2 states. It was charging me, it started costing me. So I had to do something.
What is the new name?
So the new name is TC10 and Co. Say it with me. TC10 and Co. Yes.
TC10 and Co.
Yes.
Intelligent. That's me.
Yes.
From Opulent Allure by Tiana to TC10 and Co. Oh, you came up with that name?
So it's our kids' name. So Tiahna, Christopher, and Tenille. So we have a logistics business. My husband has a trucking business. So we had that name sitting down and under transportation. So he had wanted to switch Opulent from that time. But when you get comfortable and you're like, the paperwork you're going to have to do to switch it. So I was like, no, I'm okay. But when I decided to rebrand from Opulent, I'm like, this is the perfect time to now use the name. A lot of persons probably don't know that we had that name sitting down. And I tried to trademark Opulent Allure by Tiana, and I've paid $3,000 and it didn't go anywhere because you have so many businesses using using Opulent, using Allure, and then, it would be too much paperwork and legalities behind it to try to prove that the only thing that belonged to me was Tiana.
Okay.
So it wasn't worth it. So I said, you know what? And then at the time, which is last year, I was more, I'm more knowledgeable about a lot of things. So the mistakes I made, the costly mistakes I made with Opulent Allure by Tiana, I I'm not gonna make those mistakes again. I'm gonna approach it different. So we decided to change the name to TC10 and Co. And I'm still getting, it's the beauty business. So people are still hesitant. They're like, because one of my customers called me the other day and she was like, "Did you sell your business? Is it a new owner?" Because people are skeptic, So I'm still getting out there in people accepting that it's me, Opulent Allure by Tiana. It's just a different name. And because it has a different look, it's more mature. It's not the pink.
The pink and black.
It's not a pink and black anymore. It's like a more, minimalistic vibe going on. So people really don't know that it's me.
Oh, so let me ask you a question. So with all of this rebranding, because we're going to talk about the rebranding especially for people who want to make that change but are scared, because so when you rebrand something, it is a win-win or a lose-lose.
Yes, it's a gamble. It is a risk. Like my husband and I, we had sleepless nights because I got comfortable. And then Opulent Allure by Tiana, the name is so long. So everything, all the documents, the name was just so long. And I learned, but when you're rebranding, you're starting over. Like if someone should look up my business now, it started January 2024. Which is
so it's a rebranding. The care where you want to do it is
new.
It's new promotion, new decoration, new design, new this, new that, new mentality. So everything new. And you say, like, what about your old people? Are they accepting it? Like, because I think the quality of the wigs them supposed to get better too.
Yes, so they have. I've lost quite a few clients. My transition to Georgia has been very rough, very, very, very rough. I'm still not settled. You settled? I don't think I'm settled.
Yes. Well,
no.
Because
we think we settled within the first year. Within the first year.
Because why we settled too? Because even with our business in New York, we didn't change anything. We just make it stay.
We just live. Like me and Kerri, we just live. Like, you understand? We just live.
And then you see, because I think for us too, this was our second house. So it's like we did a rebrand again.
A rebrand.
It's like so it's harder when it's your second time around. You see the zeal and the zest that you're having going out to buying something. I probably won't have that. I'm like, whatever, So all of us, it's like newlyweds, we all. That first 2-3 years, you're also over your spouse and you wear the sexiest clothes. And the fourth year, you're like, one big panty or something. So I think it's the same
Not
thing.
Not in my house, though. Go on, finish that.
I think it's the same thing when you rebrand a business or with your second home. It's just, you make so many mistakes with your first. You're just so careful with the second time around. So, I mean, TC10 and Co., as I said, I've lost a lot of clients last year because of the break that I took, and I was still trying to find myself around. Georgia can be rough too, because here is like a community, and if you don't have that, it's like you're lost.
If you're not in the community.
If you don't have people around you to like push you and stuff like that, because in Georgia everybody's a celebrity. Everybody.
That's why I ask you for the reason why. That's why I say for the reason why you left Washington to come try sell the expensive wig them right here, so because everything up right here say in Atlanta.
Georgia is the black mecca, they say. But did it influence me to move here? I don't know, probably like 2%. It came in the back of my head. But, I've never say, okay, that's why I'm moving to Georgia. It's just that I know here, if you don't have people, rallying around you, it gets lonely.
That's definitely true, and that's one thing. That's why me and Kerri probably settle so easy, because we meet some different type of people down here. Them like we meet brothers and sisters. We meet go-tos. We meet Machaji. We meet look here, cold bomb full me. We meet some different type of people down here, so we settle quick. You
Yeah.
understand? So, what did I ask you say about the transition and everything? But I realize now, say that you actually do YouTube as well, and drop a lot of videos about your ear and your families and so forth.
Yeah.
What take you to that journey though, the YouTube journey?
I wanted to do YouTube years, but because of how I grew up, my family, because of my stepdad's status, we were very private. So I wasn't allowed to not talk, but like you see how I can do a video now and showcase my house. We weren't allowed to do that. He was the president at Juta Tour, so we were very
Conservative.
very, we had to be because of his status. So even living by myself, I still had that attitude like, Lord Jesus, somebody I gonna know when I put the broom in my house. So I was very, cognizant of the fact that YouTube is gonna expose me then.
Right.
So I had a lot of building to do. I started it and stopped, and then I got back into it. And no, I don't want to use it just for my hair. I want people to get to know who is behind the brand.
The brand.
So
TC,
lifestyle. So that's why I do mostly lifestyle blog, because you have persons that love us for us and persons that love us for the professionalism that we carry.
That's true.
So we want to kind of cater to everybody, and you see it in your numbers. When I put out a video with the hair, the numbers are like here, but if I put out a number with doing something with my family, numbers are like here. So you just have to give the people what they want. Yeah.
What they want, for real. So I want to ask you, my sister, like, what you have to tell them people who want to start a business and also rebrand, or people who don't have the money and want to start a business?
So if you don't have the money, I want to touch that part first. If you don't have the money and want to start a business, start doing stuff for free. It sounds not bad, but it sounds, we're in it to make money. But start promoting yourself. And I had to learn that. Get in front of the camera. I'm still learning that. But if you want to start a business, just do it. Just do it. Don't wait until you have the money, because you will never have the money to start the business. You will find $500 tomorrow, and instead of you start a business, you're going to go pay your utility bill. So just do it. That's what I did. I did it. And the good thing, though, is my husband is very supportive. If me say, I will sell something out for your body, he's like, okay, babe, do it. My mom, my dad's, very, 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 very supportive. So I have support. And that is important too. So, sometimes when I do talk with people or fellow entrepreneur, their biggest thing is not having the support. So if you can find someone or find a community or some network where you can learn from people who aspire to do, or who are doing the things that you aspire to do, then I think you'll be great. I just think, starting a business, starting something where you're making money, regardless if you have the best 9 to 5, it helps, They said in order to be rich, you need to have how many streams of income?
50. More than, don't say more than one. We're not going to say 50, but more than one.
Yes, so I would tell anybody, I'm not going to be the one that said, no, think about it. Yes, you do have to think about it, but start the business. Start it somewhere. It's better you start and fail than not start at all. Good. And I mean, even with TC10 and Co, I rebranded, and I was very hesitant because I was working from my house. I'm now in a suite. I'm now outside my house. So I came out of my comfort zone. But you know what I learned the few weeks I've been outside of my house, that I needed to get out of the house.
Yes.
Definitely. Like people want to see, and social media is just gone are the days when you would just go on social media and see somebody post a photo of themselves, you like it and it made sense. No, you have to be doing the crazies. No, I'm not gonna do the crazies. But I'm going to always show up for my brand and be professional and, show what I have to offer.
So you can tell me what you have to offer over TC10 and Co. before we go to the what you have to offer over YouTube. What you have to offer over TC10
and Co. sounds like, what you told me that it sound like, the name?
I think when me hear TC10 and Co, I'm thinking about a big establishment.
Right. And that's the mindset, I want to be able for my 2 kids when we're older, if we're no longer here, they know that mommy and daddy started a brand, started TC10 and Co. So if 5 years, 20 years from now, they want to add TC10 and Co. hardware, it's available. If they want to, you understand what I'm saying? So right now, as I said, we have a transportation business, trucking, and then TC10 and Co. is beauty. So I make wigs and I use human hair to make the wigs, and I sell also hair extensions. So I make wigs, sell hair extensions, and I do mentorship as well. And I also teach people how to sew the wigs on a sewing machine.
So you do mentorship?
Yes.
So what is a mentorship like? How we can get to you for
So
the mentorship and classes and so
when I say mentorship, it's not about starting a hair business. It's overall like what you asked me, starting a business. So that's what I've done mentorship on. I'm doing mentorship on starting a business. So basic things like when you're opening a business, do you want to do a sole proprietorship or a LLC? Do you want to add employees or you want to work by yourself? You know, how to file your taxes. Just the things that you need to know when you're starting a business.
Yeah, but what if I want to do that mentorship? How do I get in contact with you for that mentorship?
So you can send me an email, info@tc10co.com if you want, or you can contact me 360-336-6004.
And it's the same thing for the class?
Yes.
And it's the same thing for the good up wig them?
Yes,
the
sir.
you, what do you mean, you man? Come on, more for you man.
No, when you tell
Kerri, you
Tiana
are a wig
about the wig, she said, no, it's not like that.
Why is it?
She was, no, that's what she said. She said, no.
It's not. Like, come on. It's not just a wig. And the hair market is so saturated. Like, everybody has said wig.
Yes.
Everybody has said
That's
hair.
true.
Let's clarify that. Everybody has said hair. So how do you set yourself apart? I was selling hair to everybody. When I just started, I just wanted to make the sale. Really and truly, I just wanted to make the sale. But I realized that I just can't sell to everybody. And the people that want to spend the $200 give more talking than the people that want to spend $800. That sounds funny. I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but it's true. The $200 people them give more talking than everybody money and money. You know, don't get me wrong. But the $200 people them give more talking than the $800 people them. So I said, you know what? I'm a niche down and I'm gonna elevate this shit. And I did that. I niched down. And I started catering to people that, you know, appreciate what I'm doing. And I like Thursday, I was out with my kids, took them to the dentist and whatever. And when I got out, I got a sale for $1,700, one person. So it is possible. I'm saying this to say it is possible. You can start a business. Now, do I offer wigs for $2 something? Yes, I'm trying to bring myself back in, and I want people to be able to see that I offer quality. So I am, you know, getting everybody involved. But is it that the $800 wig is a different quality than the $200? No, it's the same. And y'all can go and see. You can go.
True, the wig done.
Yes.
So what you try to tell me?
And let me tell you that before we get into that, guys. When you hear about the $1,700, she have different payment plans.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
Right now you have Tiana, you have what?
Shopee, you have Cesar. America set us up to. I was not that, but.
Me I hope me enough to come to the part where my woman I feel take out one week from Klarna. But guess what I go on there? But guess what I go on there? So when you not shop. So you not shop TC10 and Co. You can get payment plan. So you won't get to the payment plan. Amazon alone give payment plan.
No, but guess what? The mindset though, you see, you said that's how some people think, you know, that's a different mindset. Because look at it, Dwayne. If I have a professional meeting tomorrow, right? and I don't have $500 to buy a wig. Listen, this professional meeting can now make me a millionaire the next day, you know. And I don't have the $500. I'm gonna take it out on Shopee and pay my little until, because you never know what might happen. So don't look at it as something bad.
Well, you see me.
If you're not having money right away, you're not buy.
You see way like how I go. I saw me a pull up. And I trust it.
I'm not trust. It's not trust.
Me not pay
I know. I'm happy you said that, because a lot of people think that's how it is. Kerri, you know that's not how it is. That's not how it is. You know, I have the money. I use Cesar all the time to purchase things from other vendors. I have the money to buy it.
95% of the time.
Yeah, but me no want spend $2.99 right now, so I rather to spend $30 every 6 weeks until the $2.99.
No, don't get me wrong, you know, my sister. That's why we use credit cards, you know. Don't get me wrong. That's why we use credit cards, you know. You understand what I'm saying?
Those third party buy now pay later options, there no interest. Let me add that right there.
No interest.
Yes, no interest.
Oh, so what you say, when them go on TC10 and Co and them order them wig, them have payment plan options?
Yes,
so
Shopee and Cecil.
So in the ear that my people, when you shop for you, hear them. And I'm going to tell you from now, guys. She start everything from scratch.
Yes.
She do everything.
Yes.
So you say once you email, if you want one register, if you want, can I touch it?
Hold on, let me set it properly for you.
No, I just want strand.
But I want to set it properly.
You don't have to. I'm not.
I have
you see this strand that you see right here, guys? If you want this strand to be red,
rub your hand through it.
See, if you want this strand to be red, just email her. So people, we come to our next end of Roundtable Talk with our lovely guest, Tiana, owner, CEO, the boss of TC10 and Co. My people, link her up. Give them all your angles, them telephone number, everything, my sister.
So TC10 and Co, just like how I say, tc10co.com. That's the website. My phone number is on there. My email address is on there. My husband is now running my ads because I am not doing that. I ain't got time to do it. So he will see most of the things. I'm on YouTube. I don't read the comments. My husband read the comments because maybe answer no. And what else? I'm on Instagram.
What's the YouTube name?
The YouTube is The Rose House. The Rose House. And I've contemplated on changing it, but we said no, we want to keep it The Rose House because we like that name. So the YouTube is The Rose House. Instagram handle TC10Co and The Rose House 1. And what else? What am I missing? TikTok TC10Co.
Alright.
Yeah, girl now make the same mistake like what she make. Everything one name.
One name.
Yes.
So for people who want big up or big bad sponsor, the cake shop for all of the good up cheesecake, them my people different flavor. I'm telling you already. Run go order your cheesecake. My baby, how them can contact them?
Yes, guys. So telephone number 404-552-3989 and email address chefdonward@hotmail.com.
And my sister, I just want to tell you thanks for coming again out to your big schedule and big up yourself.
I want to add something. So if you guys order something off my website and use the code ROUNDTABLETALK, you get a 10% off your order.
Round the table talk.
You have to spell it just like round the table talk.
It I got that down in the comment section.
You get 10% off.
Everyone our angles them I got down in the comment section. So just go check them out, my people. Check out our ear them. Check out our YouTube channel. Run up our subscribers.
And come let me teach
I'm
y'all.
I'm sorry, you know me like I put on my TC10 wig today.
So why you never put it on? You want style? Yeah. I know that.
Yo, roll the table talk. Make us soon look more. So big up on the side and stay tuned for your next episode.
The Round the Table Talk with your host, Dwayne, the most, and Kerri with a wow.